Good morning, everyone. As the sun rises and a new day begins, it's time to take a closer look at the weather that will shape our plans and routines. Whether you're heading out for work, preparing the kids for school, or simply enjoying a quiet morning at home, knowing what to expect from the skies can make all the difference. Let's dive into the weather across the nation. From coast to coast, a variety of weather patterns are unfolding, each bringing its own set of challenges and opportunities. We'll be your guide as we explore the latest updates and what they mean for you and your community. Major systems are developing across the United States and the Caribbean, impacting travel, power, and daily life. These weather events can disrupt flights, cause delays on the roads, and even lead to power outages in some areas. Utility crews are already on alert, and travelers are being advised to check for updates before heading out. From Texas to the Caribbean, severe weather setups are brewing, including a potential hurricane and a shift in the Pacific Northwest. The satellite imagery shows a dynamic atmosphere, with storms gathering strength and moving into new regions. Residents in these areas should stay tuned for further developments as conditions can change rapidly. Today, Saturday, October 25th, is crucial for severe weather along the Gulf Coast. Heavy rain and strong winds are expected, and local authorities are urging everyone to take precautions. If you live in the affected areas, now is the time to secure outdoor items, review your emergency plans, and stay connected to local news for real-time alerts. Tropical storm. Melissa is gaining strength in the Caribbean, posing a threat to island nations. Meteorologists are closely monitoring its path, as the storm could intensify further and bring heavy rainfall, dangerous winds, and coastal flooding. Residents and travelers in the region should be prepared for rapidly changing conditions and possible evacuation orders. We'll cover severe thunderstorms in the southern U.S., track Melissa, and look at the Pacific Northwest weather. The southern states are bracing for intense lightning, heavy downpours, and the risk of flash flooding, while the Pacific Northwest is seeing a shift toward cooler, wetter conditions. We'll break down what you need to know to stay safe and dry. Our goal is to give you the full picture, so let's get into the forecast together. We'll provide expert analysis, practical tips, and the latest updates to help you make informed decisions for your day. Whether you're planning a trip, preparing your home, or just curious about the changing weather, we've got you covered. Grab your cup of tea and let's get started. There's a lot to cover, and staying informed is the first step to staying safe. Settle in, and let's walk through the forecast together, one region at a time. Stay informed and prepared for whatever the skies may bring. Remember, weather can change quickly, so keep an eye on updates, check your emergency supplies, and look out for your neighbors. Together, we can face whatever comes our way with confidence and care. On October 24th, Texas faced a significant severe weather event. A slight risk for severe storms covered cities like Odessa, San Antonio, Austin, and Lubbock. The day began with forecasters tracking storm development, expecting large hail and potential tornadoes. As the evening progressed, storms merged into a mesoscale convective system, bringing damaging winds. This line of storms raced eastward, reaching major cities like Dallas and Austin by midnight. By early Saturday, the storms moved through Houston, impacting the morning rush hour. Texans needed to stay vigilant as the weather threat evolved overnight. The stage was set for another round of storms along the Gulf Coast. Friday's severe weather in Texas brought a significant tornado threat. The Storm Prediction Center issued a 5% tornado probability, a credible threat. Afternoon and early evening supercell thunderstorms posed the highest risk. Large hail was also a concern, with hailstones capable of causing significant damage. As storms merged into a line, the primary threat shifted to damaging winds, but tornado risks remained. Texans faced a multifaceted severe weather event, highlighting the importance of preparation. Today, October 25th, the severe weather threat is on the move, shifting steadily eastward as a powerful system sweeps across the southern United States. Meteorologists have been tracking this storm for days, and now, its impacts are set to be felt by millions along the Gulf Coast and beyond. The atmosphere is primed for a day of rapidly changing conditions, and communities in the path of these storms need to be especially vigilant. A slight risk for severe weather now stretches from Austin, Texas, all the way to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This broad area includes several major cities and countless smaller communities, all of which could experience dangerous weather today. The National Weather Service has issued alerts, urging residents to pay close attention to the evolving situation. One of the key ingredients fueling today's storms is the deep tropical moisture streaming in from the Gulf of Mexico. This humid air mass is colliding with a strong cold front, creating the perfect setup for intense thunderstorms. The air is thick and heavy, and you can almost feel the energy building as the morning progresses. As the day unfolds, new storms are expected to rapidly develop, especially during the afternoon hours. Forecasters are warning of a major outbreak, with the most explosive development likely from Corpus Christi through central Louisiana. These storms could intensify quickly, catching some off guard if they're not prepared. The primary threats from these storms include very large hail, capable of damaging vehicles and property, and a significant risk for tornadoes, particularly in areas close to the Gulf Coast. Some tornadoes could be strong and long-lived, making this a day to take every warning seriously. Of special concern is the Houston metropolitan area, where the risk for tornadoes may be upgraded to as high as 10%. This is a rare and serious threat level for such a large city, and it means that everyone in the Houston area should be on high alert and ready to act quickly if warnings are issued. Now is the time for residents to review their emergency safety plans. Make sure you know where to take shelter and have multiple reliable ways to receive weather alerts, such as a NOAA weather radio, smartphone apps, or local news broadcasts. Don't rely on just one source, as power outages or cell service disruptions are possible during severe storms. This is shaping up to be a classic, dangerous Gulf Coast severe weather event, one that could bring damaging winds, frequent lightning, and flash flooding in addition to hail and tornadoes. Coastal communities in particular should be prepared for rapidly changing conditions and the possibility of sudden, severe storms. As the day progresses, stay informed and remain prepared. Keep your emergency kit stocked, check in on neighbors who may need assistance, and above all, prioritize your safety and the safety of your loved ones. The storms are marching east, and vigilance today could make all the difference. Beyond the immediate threats of damaging winds and tornadoes that often make headlines during severe weather outbreaks, there is another danger that is quietly but steadily growing for the Gulf Coast region, one that can be just as destructive, if not more so, for communities in its path. Excessive rainfall and flash flooding are now major threats, capable of transforming familiar streets into rushing rivers within minutes. When storms stall or move slowly, the sheer volume of water can overwhelm drainage systems, leaving neighborhoods and businesses vulnerable to rapid inundation. Friday's storms have already saturated the ground, soaking fields, lawns, and city parks. With the soil unable to absorb much more water, any additional rainfall will quickly run off, increasing the risk of flash flooding in both urban and rural areas. This sets the stage for significant flooding as the storm system continues to push eastward, threatening more communities along its path. Rising floodwaters can move swiftly, catching residents off guard and making travel dangerous or impossible. Today, the National Weather Service has issued a slight risk for excessive rainfall, stretching from Little Rock, Arkansas all the way down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This broad area includes millions of people, many of whom have already experienced flooding in recent years. Thunderstorms will tap into deep Gulf moisture, drawing in warm, humid air that fuels heavy downpours. These storms are highly efficient rain producers, meaning they can drop several inches of rain in a short period of time, especially where storms repeatedly move over the same locations. Rainfall totals could easily reach 4 to 6 inches in some spots, with locally higher amounts possible. Such intense rainfall rates can quickly overwhelm storm drains and creeks, leading to dangerous flash flooding that can threaten homes, businesses, and lives. Flash flooding can happen with little warning, turning roads into rivers and trapping vehicles or stranding people in their homes. Emergency responders may have difficulty reaching those in need if roads become impassable. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Never attempt to drive or walk through flooded roadways, as the water may be deeper or moving faster than it appears. Just a few inches of moving water can sweep away a car. Pay close attention to flood watches and warnings issued by local authorities. These alerts are designed to give you time to act and protect yourself and your loved ones. Make sure your phone is charged and emergency notifications are enabled. If you are advised to evacuate or move to higher ground, do so quickly and safely. Have an emergency kit ready, and know your evacuation routes ahead of time. Being prepared can make all the difference in a fast-changing situation. The combination of severe thunderstorms and flash floods makes today a particularly dangerous day for the Gulf Coast. The risk is real, and the impacts can be devastating for those caught unprepared. Stay weather aware, check for updates frequently, and make safe choices to protect yourself, your family, and your community as this severe weather event unfolds. While the U.S. braces for storms, Tropical Storm Melissa in the Caribbean demands attention. Melissa, currently a modest storm, is poised for rapid intensification. Stationary over warm waters, it could become a major hurricane. Forecast models agree on Melissa's growth into a powerful hurricane. By Sunday, it may reach Category 3 with further strengthening expected. A slow-moving storm, Melissa poses a prolonged threat to the Caribbean. It could lash areas with extreme winds, rain, and storm surge for days. Preparation in the Western Caribbean is crucial as Melissa becomes a formidable force. The time to act is now. With Melissa forecast to become a major hurricane, Jamaica is at risk. The storm's slow track threatens prolonged extreme weather for the island. A worst-case scenario would place Jamaica in the storm's strongest quadrant. Preparations must be rushed to completion to avoid catastrophic impacts. After Jamaica, Melissa is expected to impact eastern Cuba as a powerful hurricane. The Bahamas should prepare as the storm moves northward. The U.S. East Coast may avoid direct impact, but monitoring continues. The primary threat remains to the Caribbean islands. The Pacific Northwest faces a significant pattern shift with wet and cool weather. An atmospheric river brings heavy rain and mountain snow. Coastal areas face potential flooding, while mountains expect significant snowfall. Rivers and streams will rise, increasing landslide risks. Mountain passes will see hazardous driving conditions and possible closures. This wet pattern will persist, keeping the region cloudy and cool. It's a stark contrast to the severe weather in the south and warmth in the southwest. The Pacific Northwest gets a taste of early winter. Stay prepared for diverse weather across the nation. Looking ahead, a significant trough will bring cooler weather to the southeast. Florida will experience a refreshing drop in temperature and humidity. Meanwhile, the southwest will see warmer than average temperatures. A potential nor'easter could develop along the east coast next week. This storm could bring powerful winds, heavy rain, and coastal flooding. It's a week of major weather headlines with severe storms, Hurricane Melissa, and Pacific Northwest rain. Stay safe, informed, and prepared for whatever the weather brings. The atmosphere is always cooking up the next storm, and that's the weather for this Saturday.